If you're writing your novels under a pen name, listen up. There are some things you need to know about to make sure you are legally protected while using a pen name for your novels. Now, no matter what path you are choosing to take, whether it is to hide your books from friends and family, or you're just using it to separate out your genres, you need to make sure your bases are legally covered. So today we're talking to everybody's favorite entertainment and IP lawyer, Tony, as he breaks down what you need to know to making sure you're protecting yourself and your business as we're jumping into the world of pen names.
Hi, my name is Tony Iliakostas. I'm an adjunct professor of entertainment law and IP at New York Law School. And I have an Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok account called The IP Professor that is dedicated to all things intellectual property.
Today, we're going to be talking all about pen names and writing under a name that is not our own legal names. Now, Tony has been doing a lot of episodes with us recently, so make sure you check them all out. We'll link them down below, but we're keeping you legally protected within the world of publishing through our contracts, ghostwriting, co-writing, and now we need to talk about those pen names. So, Tony, when it comes to using a pseudonym, what do we need to know to make sure we are legally protected in this industry?
So first things first is to be aware that if you work on any type of manuscript of a book, let's say it's long form, short form, whatever, you can still legally be protected under copyright law. We've talked about it before in previous episodes. Copyright is an original work of authorship, fixed and intangible medium of expression. So the moment you write pen to paper or you're on a laptop or computer and you write down your manuscript, under the basic tenets of copyright law, you are the copyright owner. However, registration of that copyright is vital and, well, certainly recommended, but is vital, especially in the event that there is, God forbid, an infringement claim related to your copyrighted work. If you pursue a copyright infringement claim, that is a prong that is required. You need to have a valid copyright registration in the U.S. Copyright Office. And not to mention, copyright registration is kind of a no-brainer. It's cost-effective. It's super cheap to do that. You're putting the world on notice that you are the true copyright owner of that work. And not to mention, it's a really fast process. Normally, it takes the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to review just a trademark 18 to 24 months to review from soup to nuts a trademark. With the Copyright Office, if there aren't any glitches with your application or what you're submitting, it could take 3 months for you to get a certificate in the mail. And it's not ornate, but it's a cool certificate that you can have in your disposal. So copyright registration is vital for a number of reasons. If you write under a pen name, you can still register that work in the U.S. Copyright Office. There's just, in the application process, there's a specific slot that includes that you're writing under as a pseudonymous work, but you would still have to include under the copyright claimant information your true legal name. And if I gave my 2 cents to any authors writing under pen names, I would highly advocate that you use your pen name, register under your pen name, but also have information in that application related to your full legal name, because that's going to come in handy, especially when you're pursuing a copyright infringement claim if somebody copies your copyrighted work.
So it is important to make sure that we've got both our legal name and our pen name attached to what we're doing within the terms of our copyright that we are placing with the Copyright Office. We also know that when it comes to working with traditional publishers, we do have to give information on both our legal names so that they have that in their registration so that they know how they can pay us, etc. And we have information about our pen names. So as we're moving forward with this, if you are using a pen name, make sure that you are giving both pieces of information to your publisher and to the Copyright Office. And we also know this is applicable to a lot of the printers as well. So Tony, when it comes to making sure we're working with those pen names, what other ways can we legally protect ourselves? We know it's really important to work with that copyright to make sure we've got all of that covered, but what do we need to know to make sure that we feel safe and secure, not necessarily revealing our official name to the world, but working under that pen name?
So I think the guaranteed way to kind of ensure your privacy risk, but also getting that legal protection in the event of, like I said, an infringement claim, is working with a copyright attorney that can help you step by step through that process. So, for example, you mentioned that with the publisher, they require your full legal name in addition to the pseudonymous name that you're going to be working under. Making sure that especially a publishing attorney reviewing that agreement, making sure that your identity would never be revealed, that there's some level of secrecy is retained there. That, I think, is going to be essentially vital, because at the end of the day, if you feel like revealing your name is going to be an invasion of privacy, that's a privacy right that should be protected. And so a publishing attorney reviewing the language of some type of clause related to that would be vital. Going back to the copyright attorney, though, again, the Copyright Office application process is fairly user friendly. It's not too complicated. It is a fairly cut and dry process, but it is important to have your legal information, your legal name as information indicated in the application. If you even have any shred of a shadow of a doubt that you're going to mess up in that process, a copyright attorney walking you through that process, certainly handling the registration on your behalf, would certainly be a very vital way of, again, getting a guaranteed protection in the US Copyright Office for that work that you're registering. They would know exactly where to put your legal name. They would know exactly where to put your pseudonymous name. They would indicate that it's a pseudonymous work. All the dots are going to be, all the I's are going to be dotted, all the T's are going to be crossed with a copyright attorney working alongside you on that front. So certainly, having that in play there. Going back to the publishing agreement, just one thought that just popped in my head. Certainly you're going to have clauses that relate to the protection of your identity. In the same way, if a publishing attorney reviews it and they, if there isn't language indicated, you could certainly have your attorney either redline the agreement or maybe even have certain language included in there that would indicate that if, let's say, the publisher breached the contract by, revealing your name, maybe not on purpose, but accidentally, what remedy is going to be put in place? Is there a cure clause? We've talked about cure clauses before, and basically a cure clause is a way of mitigating a situation where you made a mistake, mea culpa. Let me go ahead and fix that. But if it was blatant, if it was a blatant infringement, blatant violation of that contract, they purposely reveal your name, not your pen name, then there could be a remedies clause that could be included there that could lay out what action can you take against the publisher. Is it going to be in the form of an arbitration? Is it going to be in the form of a mediation? Could they actually bring a claim in state or federal court? So having that type of language laid out to protect you, the author, is equally going to be vital as well.
And that goes right back to making sure that as you're making contract related decisions inside of your business, it is always a good idea to be working with a professional lawyer who understands what area you are working in. So working with an entertainment lawyer or a publishing lawyer or a copyright lawyer is going to really help you to make sure you are protecting yourself in this industry, because you and I are not going to be trained to do this professionally and we could easily miss something. And so making sure we work with a professional is going to be well worth our time and our monetary investment to make sure we're protected in the future. Heaven forbid something awful happen and we have to then go to court to protect our rights. We now have that assurance and security that we will be protected in the future of our careers here in the publishing industry. Tony, final thoughts on making sure we're keeping ourselves protected with our pen names?
I guess I just, I keep cementing it to you guys. You're probably sick and tired of saying it. You're probably going to have a tattoo next to your Live, Laugh, Love tattoo. Get an attorney. It's vital. I mean, there have been far too many case studies where an attorney was not present in a simple contract phase. Not related to this space, but I think the perfect example of this was the Haley Page debacle that took place. If anybody didn't know, Haley Page was a wedding designer who got basically joined forces with JLM Couture. I want to make sure I have the acronym right. KLM is the airline. I was going to say that. JLM Couture. And she created these ornate wedding dresses. They were in, all the big bridal stores around the country. Well, lo and behold, JLM and Haley Page cut ties. But she found out that when they cut ties, JLM retained all IP ownership related to her brand, including her actual name, Haley Page. And that created a monstrosity of a legal fight. She kept fighting. She went to federal court, kept appealing over and over, tried to get a restraining order against JLM Couture to prohibit them from using the Haley Page name. She kept losing over and over to the point that she could never use Haley Page in social media, in any company related to wedding designer dresses, anything of that sort. So now she had to rebrand. We found out in the course of that when she signed her contract before, when she was just Haley Page solo, when she signed her contract with JLM Couture, she never had an attorney review the terms related to everything, including the use of her name, image, and likeness, her name, Haley Page, and any trademarks or copyrights related or any other IP related to her wedding designer brand. Mm-hmm. Had an attorney been present, it probably would have
Right.
easily prevented this entire debacle. So yeah, I hate to sound so mean, but don't be like Hilly Page. Just be very careful when you're signing contracts. A publishing attorney, Cam mentioned, they can help you review every line of an agreement to make sure that all your rights are being protected. If it's not a publishing attorney, it could be an entertainment attorney or somebody that specializes in contracts or copyright. Just laying out all those terms, reviewing it, making sure that your rights are protected, especially when it comes to your pen name and your legal name being protected as well. That's going to help save a big headache at the end of the day. So cannot advocate that enough.
And if you have questions on protecting yourself while using a pen name, go ahead and drop those down below. We will be monitoring your questions over the next couple of days and weeks, making sure we get you those answers. But as always, you can go hang out with Tony online, where he is dropping all sorts of knowledge to make sure you are staying safe online, in your online business, on social media, and with all of your IP and entertainment needs. So Tony, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the IP Professor. And if you have any questions related to IP, you're always more than welcome to reach out to me in the DMs.
If you have questions about writing under or marketing under a pen name, drop those down below and hit that subscribe and notification bell, because there are more episodes with Tony to help keep you legally protected in this industry, and more episodes with me to teach you how to market and thrive in this industry so that you can be more profitable while you are creating your author platforms. I'll see you in the next episode.